when we carve, we like this John sign here. It's natural wood, right? But the John is painted black. And so what we do is we'll put masking on our material before we start carving. And then what that'll do is that will protect the wood. And then we carve away the letters. And then we can just spray paint right over the top of it. And then you peel the masking away. So let me show you what this stuff is. This is my favorite stuff, Oramask. Use it religiously, and I guess I'll be putting a link in the bottom of this video. But if you come up close, Oramask is the brand that I use. And I buy this stuff, and I highly recommend. I'll put a link in the video for the 150-foot roll, because I've got a 6-foot board here, and I'm going to use 6 feet of this right in one shot. So you can buy this stuff in 10-foot lengths, and you burn out through it in no time flat. So let's just put this stuff on. So the first thing you're going to notice is the Oramask is 12 wide, and the board is about 7 1/4 wide. And what I'm going to do is first I'm going to put the masking all across there, but I've got a lot of excess here. And one thing with the masking that you don't want to, I'll get a piece over here, is you don't want to throw away the excess. For one big important reason is because you can carve multiple times. You can put layer upon layer upon layer of the Oramask on top of each other. So if I wanted to paint the J and John green, I would just carve out that name, a quick spray paint or paint inside of it, and then put another piece of Oramask right over it, and then go with the next letter and do the same thing, and you're always protecting your paint jobs. So you never want to throw this stuff away. And plus we make a bunch of little things. So, okay, so here's how I do this. First of all, I'll take the board and I will sand it down. And so like my favorite sander of all time, which I don't know if you can even get them anymore, Craftsman, right? Sears kind of went tanked out, as we all know, a little 4x4 sander, but I will put another one in the description. Everything I'm going to talk about, I'll put in the description. I always do that anyway. So we want to sand it. I sand this with 120 grit, and then if I want to get finer on it, I'll use 220. But the thing with these type of projects is you really don't have to do a lot of finish work to them. So I made one of these for Julianne yesterday.
We actually showed it to him.
Oh, yeah. You did?
We showed him around our work area.
Okay.
Told him to go watch the video.
And little did she realize there was a little error on it. And she will never realize it. Well, now she's going to go, where is it? Right? But people don't see the errors on projects, especially when it's personalized like that. So that's when it comes to business and CNC business, personalization is it. All right, let's get back into this. So you sand this down. I just sand it off the rub marks when moving the board around. This is a piece from Lowe's.
Craftsman is now sold at Lowe's, so there you go.
What's that?
Craftsman is now sold at Lowe's.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put a link for that. All right. Who said that?
Thank you, Sir XX99.
Love these names.
Okay. So, all right. So here's what we do. I'm just going to run it out like that. And I'm going to be a little generous. We want a little bit of an overhang on well, we're not even at that point yet. Right now, I'm just going to cut the length of it. So I got this, cobalt blade here, and it's like a safety knife. So it's got the little latch on it. Cobalt, whatever one you want, but I do prefer using these types of utility knives. And so I've run it out, and I'm going to run it out off the edge of the board by a couple inches. And then I'm going to bring it off this side by a couple inches. And simply just give it a little swipe like that, a little cheesy cut like that. This is the box of it. It's 150-foot roll. So they say Aura full on the front. I don't know why it's Oramask. It's labeled as Oramask, but maybe.
Hello, Dennis. We got more people joining in. We got
Oh,
61 viewers.
All right, all right. Well, we're demonstrating Oramask. I was very surprised by my team. We have Julianne here and Liberty and Adam.
You realize you have to turn around to show your
Adam's
Oh, that
managing.
doesn't have to work.
Adam's managing the camera, and these guys just came out and said, "Guess what, Garrett? You're live." What? And so it kind of threw me for a loop. But okay, so
Hello, Hank. Hello, Charles.
Right. Now you get the whole team talking to you. Oh, remember, we're going live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Kate and I. And next week, Ray Kinman. This guy is a master wood carver. And here's the degree at which he's a master. He's been doing this for 40 years by hand and CNC. And he has carved things for Disney. Now, if you don't, we all love Disney, but if you don't understand, Disney is corporate, man. They are hardcore corporate. He was telling me, we were on the phone yesterday, he was telling me that when he was invited over to Disney to assess whether he was good enough for them, he said they just drilled him. And but anyway, he's carved many things for Disney. And so if you have wood finishing questions, then be sure to bring them next week, right? I mean, I'm really excited. So, okay, so here we are. Now, one of the things I'm going to do when I remove the backing off of this is I'm going to give myself maybe 1/4 of an inch off the edge of the masking, so it's going to be like that. I will waste a strip. I don't care about that, but that's what we're going to do. But first, I'm going to get rid of this excess strip right here. So I'm going to take it like this. I'm going to take the board and I'll put it on top and act as a guide. And I'm going to lay it out. So I've got about 2 inches on each side excess, which is fine, and about 1/2 inch extra over here. And then I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to take my utility knife, do a little cut right here. And then I'm just going to let the utility knife be my guide. Come on over here, Julianne, and you can hold this end down.
Real quick, Don, saw you were asking what we're carving today. We've been making these little signs, these nameplates. So we're prepping some Oramask, showing everyone how it's used. We just surprised Garrett with the live stream, so
Yeah,
he's not really prepared.
yeah. So, okay, so I'm simply just going to use this board as my guide and just run down, cut this away. It's not even a clean cut, and it should just come away. So I've got that. We can reuse this. You can overlap it. So if I run out and I got a bunch of these strips and I got a wide board, I can overlap the Oramask over itself. So never throw away these strips of Oramask.
Yeah, come on, Dennis. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. All right. And so I've sanded the board down with 120.
You gotta keep Garrett on his toes.
with 120
Exactly.
grit, and I'm not going to go any deeper than that as far as 220 grit. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. And the thing you need to make sure of when you're using Oramask is that you really clean off your surface. Like I feel a little dust here. So I vacuumed it up already, but moving it around is picking up a little bit of sawdust. So make sure it's really super clean. One of the things with Oramask, when it comes to like surfaces that you've already painted, not good enough with it. I know that there are some paints that if you put the Oramask on, when you peel it off, some of the adhesive will stay on the paint. And if you don't prep the project properly, as far as painting, it can actually pull the paint back off as you're peeling the Oramask away. So I'm not good enough to remember all those paints. I haven't done it enough to know. So, all right, so go on in close and I'll show you how I always set this up. So the first thing I'm going to do is down towards the end, and since you guys surprised me, Julianne can make sure I'm set up right when I tell her.
I'll just be down.
Yeah, I was very surprised because these guys did this. So I'm just bringing back about two or 3 inches. I know I'm overhung, and what I want you to do is make sure on this side is that we're about even all the way down.
Okay.
And Randall, that is an excellent use for the Oramask in the sign shop. That's exactly what you're going to want to use it for.
Yeah, exactly. And
Mike?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It says that Oramask he has found doesn't play well with lacquer, leaves a sticky mess, but shellac works great.
Okay. All right. I love the CNC community because we are always sharing stuff all the time and teaching each other. Right. I know CNC routers inside and out. I know CNC machines. Right. But I know woodworking to some degree, but I am by far not a master. Okay. So what I have done is now that we're lined up, and Julian's going to pull just a very light tension on it, very, very light. And I am just pressing a little edge here like that. Now I have a scraper, a little cheap scraper. I'll point this down below too. It works perfect for this stuff. I'm taking advantage of this fold here that I've got, and I'm starting to pull it back, and I'm just going to keep going like this. Now the reason we do it like this is because we will get air bubbles in if we try to put the whole thing down all at one time. So we're just constantly working it. So we got tension on it from Julianne over there in the back. Liberty is over there just watching and smiling. Liberty, by the way, bring that camera up here, is going to make her own nameplate. I've been teaching her about the router bits and what they do, the uses, limits, the designing, because we get a lot of phone calls and she wants to be able to help, and I'm not always available. So I need a master expert on there. So I've been training her up. Okay. So we are slowly coming back, and it feels like it's starting to pull that way a little bit. So I am going to just gradually pull tension over this way. So bring it over like that, and we may have to go. So we're now going to force this to come back the other way. And so I'm having to do this very slow. I'm getting a little bit of buckling going in there, and I need to try to work that out. Okay, and so we're right at the edge right there. So here's where this gets kind of interesting.
Joe says, way to go, Liberty.
Yep. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it right here, and I'm going to start over. And I just don't want to cut into the board. Okay, so there we go. Because if you look right here, I'm right at the edge. I don't want this to go up to there. So we're simply just going to start over. I'm going to press that down, and I'm going to peel some more back. And we're going to center back up. Go ahead and center up, Julia. Pull some tension. Okay, got it. And laying down right there. And we can keep doing this all we want. So the big reason for this is to avoid the bubbles on there. Now let's just pretend we got a bubble right here. It's super simple to pop out. You'll take right in the middle of the bubble, you'll take your razor, just tap into it to pop a hole in it, and then I run my finger around that bubble from the outside in, and that bubble goes flat.
Having to start over is also a really great reason to have a little extra leeway on the edges there.
Yep. So we're just coming on back and just keep doing it. One of the things I'm running into is I'm getting too much of a paper strip underneath here. So lift up a little bit, Julianne. Okay, so she's going to start pulling it back. Okay,
I'm doing the most here.
Yeah. Let's pull that back. Okay.
Teamwork, teamwork.
Yep. And just about there. And you can let go now.
Okay.
So it takes a little patience, but you just want to make sure you do it. Now we've got that on all the way across. And I'm just going to give it another run through with my scraper, just get everything flattened down. And then we're going to take this guy and we're going to trim it all out because I don't want the excess. So I'm just going to find the edge and just let the razor do the work. And we'll do it over here. If I can get around that corner. It's getting it started is the fun part. This is so satisfying. It just runs right on down. Bam. Do the same thing over here. And get off me. Get off me. And we'll do it right here.
We got a question from John Fortner. It
Okay.
says, do you buy the name brand Oramask or one of the generics?
I buy name brand. I know that this stuff works. And I've not tried the generics, so I can't really answer that as an educated statement. So now we've got that. And I already have my table saw set up to cut these strips to width. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the entire length of this board to the width of these things. And then as we design names, which I'll shoot a video on, I actually shot one. Adam's editing it up now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the simplest project on the planet. And John, if you're out there, doesn't this mean something to you? Wait,
Elizabeth.
That's Elizabeth.
John, if you're out there,
I would think not.
yeah, doesn't this mean something to you? All right, so that's Oramask for you.
And Jim Hambone says he uses it a lot to protect when he's doing epoxy fills.
Epoxy fills, yeah.
Garrett,
I've never heard
CNC doctor.
CNC doctor. Now we got to put a new hat on me.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Oramask, a little quick demonstration. I'll link this down, everything I've used, but particularly Oramask, down in the description of this video. I do recommend that if you do not have Oramask, that you get it, because Elizabeth, because things like this, it makes your life so much easier to make stuff like that. And again, names are the most, as we say in business, the most magical word to anybody is their own name. So we got some.
Mark Lindsay with us, and he says John's wife is saying, "Yeah, John, does Elizabeth mean it?"
Oh boy.
What's going on there, Mark's brother and everyone else? So that's it with Oramask. I've got to get going to go meet my realtor. I'm getting ready to work on building the house. And I just bought a go-kart for my grandkids for Christmas. What are you doing for Christmas with your family? Are you making anything? Put it in the comments and let me know.
Mm-hmm.
With that, these guys that surprised me with the live. If you want more of these surprises, give them a thumbs up. I
You
mean,
like this?
How you feeling?
Yeah.
no, that was fun. That was fun. I like this. It's real time, real life. Put Garrett on the spot.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Well, have a great day. Better tomorrow, and happy CNC. Say goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for joining
Bye.
us.
Happy at CNCing.
In stream.